Childhood and Growing Up. This is for B.Ed first year, exclusively for Pondicherry University, explained by Dr. Shubha, Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry. So under mental development, we are dealing with Gardner's multiple intelligence theory. The theory of multiple intelligence was developed in 1983 by Dr. Howard Gardner, Professor of Education at Harvard University. It suggests that the traditional notion of intelligence based on IQ, intelligence quotient. Gardner proposes 8 different intelligences, and 7 are compulsorily with everybody, in everybody's mind. But presently there are 9 different intelligences to account for a broader range of human potential in children and adults. So you can have a look at this multiple intelligences: verbal and linguistic, mathematical, that is logical, musical, visual and spatial, bodily and kinesthetic, intrapersonal, interpersonal, naturalist, existential. So these are the multiple intelligences which we will be dealing with. Let us see Gardner's definition of intelligence. The human ability to solve problems or to make something that is valued in one or more cultures. His multiple theory of intelligence is that proposes that people are not born with all of the intelligence they will ever have. They are not born with. It says that intelligence can be learned throughout life. And it claims that everyone is intelligent in at least 9 different ways, and they can develop each aspect of intelligence to an average level of competency. Need not be the superior level, but at least to an average level of competency. Intelligence, as defined by Gardner, is the ability to solve problems or fashion products that are valuable in one or more cultural settings. Now let's discuss the principles of multiple intelligence theory. Intelligence is not singular, these are multiple. Every person is a unique blend of dynamic intelligences, and this vary in development within and among individuals. And all intelligences are dynamic. Dynamic means what? It is not static. It can grow. Dynamics means which can grow and which can be developed. Multiple intelligences can be identified and described. Every person deserves an opportunity to recognize and develop the multiplicity of intelligences. The use of one of the intelligences can be used to enhance the other intelligence. Personal background, density, and dispersion are critical to knowledge, belief, and skills in all intelligences. So the 9 intelligences included in Gardner's theory are verbal or linguistic, visual, spatial, interpersonal, musical or rhythmic, logical or mathematical, intrapersonal, bodily or kinesthetic, naturalist, existentialist. So these are the 9 intelligences. So to understand better, linguistic is word smart, mathematical is math smart, musical is music smart, bodily is body smart, visual art smart, naturalist nature smart, intrapersonal self smart, interpersonal people smart, existential wandering smart. So you can understand better now. Now let's discuss in detail. Linguistic intelligence, word smart, is the capacity to use language, your native language and other languages, to express what is in your mind and understand other people. So you can understand words and manipulate the structure of language, writing, speaking, storytelling, correct use of grammar, large vocabulary. So this linguistic or verbal intelligence, these people can be very good at. The careers possible, most careers are author, they can be journalist, poet, playwright, radio announcer, etc. Mathematical intelligence, the capacity to use numbers. Someone who has this kind of intelligence is able to see the cause and effect really well. They can identify a problem and they can solve it right there on the spot. And they have good reasoning, logical and analytical reasoning. They love experimenting, questioning, figuring out logical puzzles and calculating. So they are smart. So under logical, we have the sequence as categorization, classification, drawing inference. Inference means drawing conclusion. Generalization, calculation, hypothesis testing. They can be good at as accountant, auditor, banker, analyst, computer analyst, programmer, business person, etc. Now what is the spatial intelligence? The brain's ability to perceive, to see and understand, that is perceiving. Interpret visual stimuli. It's how our minds process what we see. Although not very recognized, it's very important in the arts and in everyday life. We visually perceive and interpret the world around us. Now this is an important quality to have. In the arts, the ability to transfer a vision into a painting, a sculpture, or a film. Careers such as architecture needs a person to transfer a vision of a structure into a blueprint. Possible careers: architect, map maker, drafter, engineer, fine artist, director, film director, graphic designer, etc., etc. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence. It is expertise in using one's whole body to express ideas and feelings. Acting, dancing, sports, and using body language. It is the ability to use one's hands to produce or transform things. Sculpting, clay, and hands-on learning. So possible careers: actor, athlete, carpenter, dancer, forest ranger, etc. Now musical intelligence. So you are able to distinguish the sounds around you. You have the ability to make your own melodies. And you are able to perceive, discriminate, transform and express. Songwriter, musician, and theater actor, studio manager, etc. Interpersonal intelligence. People smart. Understanding other people. So this is very, very important for everybody. It's an ability we all need, but is at a premium if you are a teacher. Means it is essential if you are a teacher or a salesperson or a politician. Anybody who deals with other people has to be skilled in this interpersonal sphere. Anybody and everybody, of course. Possible careers. Even at home you need to have this interpersonal intelligence. Public relations, salespersons, homemaker, sociologist, teacher, etc. Intrapersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence is self-knowledge and the ability to act adaptively on the basis of that knowledge. Means you should know where you stand, what is your strength and what is your weakness. You should know that. This intelligence includes having an accurate picture of oneself, awareness of inner modes, intentions, temperaments, and the capacity for self-discipline, self-understanding. Essentially, it is how well you know about yourself. So you can be a good entrepreneur, program planner, a psychiatrist, psychology teacher, researcher, etc. Naturalistic intelligence. This designates the human ability to discriminate among living things, as well as sensitivity to other features of the natural world, clouds, rock configuration. So, you will be able to understand, categorize, comprehend and explain the things which we see in the world of nature. So hunters, gardeners, geologists all will have naturalistic intelligence to a greater extent. Existential intelligence. So who exhibit the proclivity to pose and ponder questions about life, death and ultimate realities. This is sensitivity and capacity to tackle deep questions about human existence. Means about spiritual, means who am I, like Ramana Maharishi. Who am I? What is this? Why such things are happening? And where do I go after death? Why did this happening? Why there is so much of disparity in life? Somebody is very rich, somebody is very poor, somebody is beautiful, somebody is ugly. One is white and one is dark. One is very intelligent and one is dull. Why so much of disparity? So if people question the existence, existential intelligence, so they are great philosophers and spiritual advisors. A new approach to the conceptualization and assessment of human intelligence is described in this. So according to his theory of multiple intelligences, each human being is capable of 7 relatively independent forms of information processing. And individual, they differ from one another. That is, one will be a great musician, other need not be. The other person may be a great painter. So the degree varies from person to person. But individuals should be encouraged to use their preferred intelligences. But instructional activities should appeal to different forms of intelligence. Assessment of learning should measure multiple forms of intelligence. That is why these days in all schools they give all activities catering to all the 7 multiple intelligence. The traditional system of classroom instruction mainly, initially it was emphasized only on the developmental of verbal and mathematical intelligences. But these days almost all schools have music, dance, art, painting and all that. Everything they have. So the useful assessment methods include student portfolios, asking the student to create a portfolio and giving them independent projects, and journals. And theory of multiple intelligences provides a theoretical foundation to recognize the different abilities and talents of the students. While all the students may not be gifted verbally and mathematically, they may have an expertise in other areas, music and spatial relations, interpersonal knowledge. So this recognition can help to develop a sense of confidence and accomplishment in the students. So approaching and assessing learning in this manner allows a wider range of students to successfully participate in classroom learning. So now CBSE has designed the curriculum according to Harvard's multiple intelligence theory. So this you can see in almost all the CBSE schools, in almost all schools. This is being practiced. Thank you.